The man took the long balancing pole from his partner and fixed his gaze straight ahead. Slowly, he placed his other foot onto the tightrope. As the thick fog in the air drifted away with the wind, the view around him suddenly opened up. Then, without rushing, he began to inch forward along the wire. For Philippe, every step he took could have been his last, yet as he focused on the far end, all impatience disappeared. Suspended high above the ground, he showed no trace of the fear most people would feel at such a height. In fact, the corners of his mouth lifted into the faintest smile, because this felt familiar, almost like home. It was as if the entire rope existed just for him. To the crowd watching from below, Philippe looked as fragile as a leaf in the wind, ready to shatter at any moment. But to him, weren't they the ones clinging desperately to the earth? Step by step, he made his way across until he finally reached the other tower, achieving the dream of a lifetime. Yet when the thrill faded, he found himself staring at the towering building opposite, as if hearing the twin towers themselves whispering in sorrow. And right then, he made a decision. Once again, Philippe stepped out onto the wire with the pole in his hands. This time though, he didn't stick to the usual routine. Instead, he did something shocking. He dropped to one knee on the wire, his scraped skin clearly visible. It was as if he were offering thanks to the towers, to the trembling steel beneath his feet, and to the audience who, in a restless world, had taken a moment from their busy lives to watch him perform. After his silent prayer, he looked up and saw two police officers approaching on the far side. The sudden sight tensed his body again. Then, in a move no one could make sense of, Philippe spun around and began walking back across the wire. To him, simply crossing was no longer a challenge. Now he strolled as if on solid ground. Reaching the center of the rope, he let go of his balancing pole and sank to his knees. From there, the view beneath his feet struck him with awe. So calm, so peaceful, that he couldn't help but lie down on the wire itself. Far below, a massive crowd had gathered, but in Philippe's eyes, there was only the sky. He had no idea what chaos unfolded beneath him, until a bird landed nearby, sensing the quiet threat. Only then did he realize it was time to bring this act to an end. Under countless stunned gazes, Philippe slowly rose to his feet, but as if sensing his decision, the wire tied to the wooden post showed signs of strain. After steadying himself, he started toward the end once more. Yet in the final stretch, his legs gave way, trembling as if they might fail him at any second. And still, the look on his face seemed to say this was all just part of his joke.
Oh, you got it. My name is Philippe Petit. I'm a wire walker.
Hey, get down. Come on. Show's over.